Joshua. Are we live? Are we live, Brandon?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh my
God.
God.
I'm hearing. Yeah, and if you're new here, then welcome in. And if you know us, welcome back. We're at the Mixed DD Media Cafe. It's Takeover Tuesday yet again. I'm here with Rock. I'm here in the heart of Atlanta. There's so much stuff going on that's free, discounted, cheap, interesting, culturally specific. Leave your house, have a good time. There's always new stuff going on here. It's just great to be alive on God's green earth on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah.
Take the stage. You want to take the stage? I want to see your beautiful eyes, Brandon. Where are your beautiful eyes at?
You're looking at them, kind of.
All I see is your cheekbones. You got wonderful cheekbones, but I want to see your.
They're famous.
Well, how does it sound out there in virtual land?
Are we doing an audio test here?
Always got to do audio test. I could come up with a great joke, and if the audio's not right, it would be a waste.
Well, it just sounds like you've got a microphone. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, let's try this. What if I talk softly? Can you hear me now, Brandon? Or do I have to shout like I'm far away all the goddamn time?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You just got a full screen kind of framing. I'm gonna let you. What do you got here? Take it away.
Can you hear me, Brandon? Can you hear my goddamn microphone?
You sound fine. You are legible on audio.
Ooh, legible. That's been my dream my whole life. Oh, man. We have a it's going to be a fun show today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Media Cafe by McSteedy. Welcome to the Creative Drinking Club. Welcome to Takeover Tuesday. Today is a milestone for us because as we've stumbled forward in this amazing adventure called life, we keep finding new problems to solve, as I like to say. New challenges, new problems. Hey, come on in. It's Liam. How's it going, guys? How you doing? You just walked down the set like it's you're like what's the show? Like Kramer. There you go. That's me. Hey, how you guys doing? Nice. We're doing good. Come on in. We got a full house today. So we were workshopping this tech. Okay, cool. So here, this is the lowdown. We've been workshopping this tech so that people. This is the whole deal. We want people to be able to come to the Media Cafe and just casually hang, or hop online and you can do it with your phone, or both at the same time. And this is what we haven't found yet. So anyway, welcome to the show. Today we have Liam on the show. He's on a timetable, so we're gonna get him in and get him out because he's a busy man. He's one of the future superhero lawyers of the America. So we're gonna have just a moment to get him on the ground floor there. That's fun. We got Amazing in the house. Amazing is working on some pretty amazing. I know that just lends itself, doesn't it?
It does.
Some pretty amazing projects, and we're going to learn more about what they're up to. And we also have the also amazing. How do you like to be called? Amazing or amazing? Amazing.
Oh, he's taking the O. He's taking the amazing. Okay. He got it.
Okay, everybody's going to be amazing here in a minute.
Josh.
We have Josh, the man in the house. He's the guy. He's the guy who brings it down. He's cool with dice, chill as fuck. And then you're just like, wow. And then he's just like, and then you're like, oh yeah, of course, Josh. Yeah, what you said. There's a funny thing about authority is that it's the calm, quiet ones that always end up like, yeah, they're clearly in charge. Anyway, we also have Brandon on the stream. Where are you at, Brandon? Show yourself. Brandon's hiding. Hello, Brandon. Do you want to tell us a little bit, just to highlight about some of the things we've got on our event list today, real quick, while I get this TV?
Sure, you guys. Lots of stuff's going on in town. I love to follow up and fill the entire thing of what we've got going on. If you live in the west side of Atlanta, Bliss Lounge has got a grown folks affair. This is at Bliss Lounge on Saturday. And if you are, a person who wants to go back to the 80s, you want to go back to the 90s, these ancient days, get your $20 together. Doors open 9 p.m. at Bliss Lounge. Tony Screw and Ricky Famous are going to be there. They're going to be playing vinyl records. They're going to be playing lots of Caribbean influenced music, especially if you like reggae, house, R&B. And if you're watching this, you have decent taste. You like at least a few of those. Head on out there to Stone Mountain and have yourself a good old time. Poll monitors here in the city. We're weeks away from the election. And if you're looking to just help protect your fellow man, volunteers, poll monitors, you're going to be answering questions and helping to connect voters. Somebody goes in and they're not able to vote. How do they get legal resources? How do they get help? There's plenty of dates to do it. May 1st, April 27th, the 8th, just all over the next couple of weeks. Just check out the Georgia Coalition for the People's Agenda. Just some of my favorite people in town. Just nice folks. You'll have just a great time. Y'all know we're coming up on May Day. The North Georgia Council of Labor has got a May Day Labor and Community Resource Fair. If you are doing anything with the labor movement, you're a person who has a job in Atlanta, these are people who will really look out for you. I've been to a handful of meetings, and they're just awesome. This is at 153 Richardson Street, and I would suggest I'm going to talk for like 25 seconds. Get your camera, scan that flyer, sign up, and just be a part of North Georgia Labor Council. I like I always say, I just love hanging out there, being a part of things, and they're going to be connecting the community with resources on May Day, which of course is just a day to celebrate being a person with a job. Maybe you need a better job or need to be treated better. These are the people to connect to, just some of the best folks in town. And you've had plenty of time to scan that thing in real time, okay? Yeah. Call to action for artists. This is the Code of Color art show, and you can bring anything that you want there to this show. They're taking any medium, acrylics, watercolors, paintings. Just bring your work, and they will put it into a juried exhibition. Not very expensive. We're talking, $20 or so for an entry. Submission deadline is April 28th. And again, oil, acrylic, digital art, mixed media, pastels, collage, just exploring color dynamics. Don't think Code of Color like your racial foreplay. Although if that's how you relate to color, then by all means. All right. This is the Atlanta Recruiters Network. If you are a recruiter, this is the place to be. These are the folks that are the professionals when it comes to making connections. And if you're looking to grow in the recruiting or talent acquisition space, public speaking, recruiting knowledge, camaraderie, this is at, Hatchworks in Atlanta. Brian Fink is going to be the featured speaker, and this is going to be in Chamblee, which is, a little outside the perimeter. If you live near Inman Park, the Inman Park Festival is just a few days away. And the Inman Park Festival is looking for volunteers. So if you've got a little time, this could very easily be you. And it's a great way to connect to folks that are local. We're really looking for, bring a bottle of water, wear some closed-toed shoes, dress comfortably, and they're just going to ask you to help out with event check-in. And Community Bucket is the sponsor of this, and they help build community through social volunteering. It's just a great way to connect with the neighborhood. Let's see. What else have we got here? Yeah, International Cafe in Atlanta. Maybe you want to learn another language. People just love it if you can speak even one sentence of Spanish. We have English, Arabic, Cantonese, French, German, Hindi, Igbo, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Mandarin, Persian, Portuguese, Russian, Somali, Spanish, Twi, Urdu, Vietnamese, Yoruba. Even if you aren't somebody who's a polyglot, you can very easily be trying to connect with a language that you speak in your own house or your own family. Hey, how do I find other people who speak Urdu in Atlanta? All you've got to do is go to Elsewhere Brewing in Grant Park. You can make some new friends and practice a language that you are either learning or already know. This is May the 2nd. This is next Thursday at 7 p.m. Casual social event. And these events can get kind of noisy. So you're not looking for something secluded. You are really looking to feel like you are a part of a really big community. This is at the International Cafe at Elsewhere Brewing in Grant Park. Let's talk about books. Y'all like to read. This is actually at a place that Rock and I have been to. This is in Riverview in Smyrna, and this is a book swap. You are going to bring 2 to 4 books. You're going to bring whatever books you want, and leave with however much you brought. And this is at the Edie at Riverview in Smyrna. This is Saturday, April 27th. This is in the morning. It is from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Just bring your books to the Edie at Riverview, and you've got some unloved book that you've read from cover to cover. You're ready to pass it on to someone new. This is where you would go to actually do that. And of course, you will meet other people in Smyrna that like to read books. That's pretty great. If you know me, odds are pretty good that you will see me here. This is May the 4th. This is Cinco de Mayo. This is Underground Atlanta. And if you are not from Atlanta, Underground Atlanta is like the most centrally located place in town. It's at 5 Points, not little 5 Points, regular old 5 Points. May the 4th. And the deal with that is that there's just going to be, there's going to be like $2 tacos. There's going to be $3 beers. There's going to be $4 margaritas. When you have a good product, you don't need to advertise. All right. It's a beer and tacos festival at Underground Atlanta on Cinco de Mayo. If I need to sell that to you, something is wrong with you. Come to the beer and tacos festival. What a name. There's beer in tacos. What about reading? We talked about reading books. This is going to be at the Sweetwater Brewing Company, and this is going to be Saturday. This is going to be from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's near Fox Brothers and the Stay Room. And the book they're going to be reading is Ember in the Ashes. And this is a book that's in sort of a Roman Empire inspired place. There's a secret resistance. There's rebellion, revolution, soldiers, maybe a little romance. Ember in the Ashes, good book. And if you want to talk about it, be there. Atlanta's Sci-Fi and Fantasy Book Club. They are, again, at the Sweetwater Brewing Company, 195 Otley Drive, Northeast, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And also Oakhurst Game Night. This is going to be April 25th at Mojo's in Atlanta. And the deal with this is that you are just going to play board games. You can bring your own favorite board game, but there will also be some games that are on the site. If you're somebody that likes to play Settlers of Catan, if you like to play Risk, if you like to play Ticket to Ride, if you like to play Code Names, I know so many groups of friends that have board game nights. Maybe your group of friends stopped having their board game night in the last few months. Here's where to go, and it's pretty centrally located. You can get right in here. This is at Mojo Pizza and Pub, 657 Eastlake Drive in Decatur. It's actually not too far from the Decatur MARTA station. Of course, they'd love it if you bought a drink while you were there playing board games with your new friends. Lots of places to park. You can park on the street. You can park right behind Mojo's. You can park in, if you know about Mojo's, there's a parking lot across the street from there. So, often in Atlanta events, you're just getting hurt by the parking rates around here. This is going to be a situation where you can park in, play board games. This is going to be, again, Thursday, April 25th. It's in a couple of days. It's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Board games, Decatur, Oakhurst. This is the thing they do. They specialize in it. So why not pop into Mojo's? Have a good time. The Atlanta Seafood Festival. Who doesn't like seafood? This is going to be at Atlantic Station, which is just one of my favorite places in town. This is Saturday, April 27th. This is from 1 to 5 p.m. They're going to have like light refreshments, but you're really going to, they're going to have samples. You're going to be buying some seafood from many of the vendors that are going to be there. There's just going to be just fish from all across Atlanta. And it just seems like a great place to have a good time. So much going on in town. Happy to share all of that. That's the event calendar as it goes for now. So listen, I'm looking at an empty room here. What's happening? This is the Scenic Media Cafe in Atlanta. Hi, what's going on? We'd love to see your eyes, Rock. Right now, all I see is your cheekbones. You're halfway in the shot. What is this? What is going on, dude? Yeah. That's just a quick overview of the many things that are coming up, that you'll want to be a part of. So if you know me, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome in. I'm Brandon Buchanan, and I've been just super busy the last, few weeks working on this project. Hey, hold on, I hear something.
Yeah, there's things going on. There's an adventure. Hey, can you hear me, Brandon?
I do hear you. You're
okay, good. So that's cool. That's half the battle. Audio is definitely half the battle. Okay, so for whatever reason, I'm not getting a refresh on
Trisha.
this TV.
How you know I'm here?
Because you're on camera, girl.
I can literally see you.
I was in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Secret agent.
Secret agent, man.
You've been stealthily hanging out there. You look great, by the way.
There we go. This is what I've been working.
Thank you for all the information. M Park, maybe something I go to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't do it.
Okay. All right. I think we are actually technically functional now. This is great. I love doing this. It's I used to describe it as building the plane or building the plane while you're flying it.
I love that.
I don't know. It helps me focus if I know everything's about to go to shit.
Y'all got technology.
That explains so much.
Yes. Yeah, right? Doesn't it explain?
Is that the Chrome thing?
The Chrome thing. It's a bunch of things. We're going to tell you all about it on the next episode of Takeover Tuesday.
Okay.
So, if you're watching on Twitter.
Hey, Brandon.
Yes.
All right.
Brandon gonna slow you down.
This is a show about us interrupting each other.
Okay.
It's like The Odd Couple.
He knows the vibe, though. He knows the vibe.
So when you're ready, Brandon, when you're ready for us, I just want you to know that we are ready for you.
All right. Well, if you're watching on Twitter, just feel free to use the comments bar. I'm happy to hear from you. Happy to see you. Happy to be a part of whatever you've got going on. May Day is coming up. And if you want to talk about May Day related stuff in your city or town, I'm here to help. All right. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. We're live coast to coast. Did I get taller? What happened? No, just that TV. Hey, okay, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon, thank you so much for leading in the show while I do my ceremonial running around in circles trying to figure out why the goddamn phone isn't working. If we ever do get the tech straight on this show, I think we're going to have to deliberately break it just because it'll end up being our whole following. It's just going to be people watching other people fail epically at live casting.
No,
anyway.
I'll tell you, I've done just lots of community organizing, and hybrid meetings are sometimes hard to do. But for the average person, this is pretty advanced. I am at my
I've never
house.
met any of those average people. I don't know what that is. So if you get a tall person and a short person, you average them together and you get a person that is neither tall nor short, but you only have two people. How do averages even work? That was the point, right? We wanted to talk about averages.
For what?
Wrap up. Thank you, Trisha.
You know how to
For somebody who doesn't like being on camera, you know how to do it proper.
many
This
people
is
are
what I'm working on. I figure there's got to be a way to make this work, stylistically speaking. We're not going to do another show about my hair. Listen, Brandon,
there is a way to make that work, but science hasn't
I don't have to
invented it
yell. I
yet.
have a mic. I can just whisper and take a charge. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick off this show here with actual guests in the actual studio. We're going to actually talk about actual things, and I'm very excited. So today's show, we have a few guests in-house. We have Liam, who's got a big, cool thing going on. He's going to be one of the new lawyers of the universe. And then after Liam, we're going to be bringing on Trisha. If I can get, she won't let me. All right. Do you want to just stand off camera and I'll just talk to your ghost? Okay. So then we're going to talk to the ghost of Trisha. And then we're going to bring Amazing on, who's got a bunch of neat things I really want to dig into. And we're also going to bring on the Josh Meister. And at some point, because this is officially the Media Cafe and the Creative Drinking Club, I'm going to make some drinks. So hopefully I can get somebody like, talking up a storm so I can go find some ingredients to concoct a concocktail. Did I just make up a word? Concocktail? Is that a word, Brandon? It's a word now. Somebody copyright that. Concocktail? All right. So without further ado, let's bring our new friend and newest member to Mixed Deity to the stage, the great, the not late, whatever, on time, I guess. What's your last name, Liam?
Evans.
Mr. Sir Liam Evans. Come on around this side, Liam. All right, you know what? We'll switch places. Here you go. You take this guy. Yeah, very cool. Kind of hold on to it, and then you're going to be the host now,
Okay.
and I'll be the guest. How about that?
Great. Is that cool?
Does that work?
Yeah,
Can
it
you do
works
that?
for me. Absolutely.
All right. So, Liam, first of all, give us a little lowdown on your deal. Like, what's your deal, man? Like, who are you?
That's a good question. So my name's Liam Evans. I'm from Connecticut originally. I was an engineer. I ended up going to law school, but my studies basically brought me to Atlanta, where I've been for the past a little over 3 years. And unfortunately, well, I guess it's bittersweet, but I took a job across the country in LA. So I'll be leaving Atlanta at the end of May. And I wanted to come on here into Mix Cafe to help promote an event and explain some maybe questions that potential invitees might have about how to register for the event and what we're looking for. And we're kind of vision boarding it live on here. And we just want to make it a space where people can come and celebrate their time in Atlanta, a place I've loved so much. So
Fantastic.
Yeah, great.
Fantastic. Hey, Brandon, can you shut up, people? Shut up. Hey, Brandon, can you grab the join link, the invite link for the show and post it in like the comments or something, somewhere where people can get it. So if they're watching, they like want to do like a call in that they'd be able to.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume you said yes. Let's do that. And you were done. Cool. So Liam, let's chat for a minute. You are one of the newest members here at Mixed Deity. Super excited to have you. We can always use more lawyers in the world, right? Right, everybody.
Everyone always says that.
We
Everyone always says that. I'm not one of those lawyers, I promise. I won't be.
You're also a musician, though. Don't you play an instrument?
Yeah, I grew up playing jazz trombone. I played for like 15 minutes. More than that. I played for like 15 years.
Wow.
I started with 15 minutes and then I liked it, so I kept going.
Nice.
Yeah, but 15 years later, I found myself in a jazz band. I was touring a lot of different places. I played in Europe for a while. I was in a band that played at Lincoln Center for a while, but I haven't really played since I got to Atlanta, actually, just because of my studies and work and all that. So
Lawyering.
Hoping to get back to it, though.
Well, you're going to be in LA, and I have a friend on the West Coast who's also a lawyer trombonist. We're going to have to start a union of lawyer trombonists.
I love that. There are more of us than you think, and we're all pretty fun to be around, I think.
The trombone is the least logical instrument of all the instruments. It's like a giant slide whistle. And lawyering is the centrally logical, most logical of logic-y
So
things.
you play saxophone, right?
Yeah.
So my dream was to play saxophone, but unfortunately I haven't grown since I was like 11 years old. So what happened was I went in to tell my band director that I wanted to play saxophone, and he said, "That's awesome. Unfortunately, you're the only one that can play trombone.
Oh
so
my
far
God.
Because you're the only one with long enough arms. So that's the reason. That's how I got stuck with it.
The world works.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
We
But,
just fall forward into things.
well, not for nothing, but there's a lot of buttons on the saxophone.
Sure.
It was a little like, ugh, a lot of things break.
I grew up with a bunch of flautists. So my understanding.
I know you did because you pronounced it right.
Yeah, my understanding is that to go from here to here is like it's a little bit analogous. It's similar at least, but I couldn't bother myself with those.
I'm leaving all of that alone.
Okay, sure.
We're gonna get to the nuts and bolts of it. Liam's a busy man. So Liam, you're doing let's just real quick talk about your event. It's a really cool concept. It's a well, I'll let you describe it. You're inviting me to your event.
Sure.
I mean, you don't have to, but
well, if you're free, I mean, everyone's invited. Anybody who's a good time is invited. But basically, what we're looking for is, because I'm graduating law school, and I know a lot of my classmates are too. This seemed like a good opportunity for us to kind of have a night to reflect and cap our experiences in school in kind of a nostalgic way. So what we came up with, or workshopping the idea, is to kind of have a prom-themed going away / keep in touch party for all my community in Atlanta. And I know that a lot of people are going to want to, have something to remember their time by.
So is it a prom theme or is it a yearbook photo party? Because I thought it was a yearbook photo party originally, but I guess they get overlap, right?
I think what I'm looking for is just an element of nostalgia.
Okay.
So we talked about having the balloon arch. We talked about having live music. We want to encourage people to dance and be merry, but also really the takeaway, the product that we want to develop in this party is a yearbook. So the plan is to have a photo booth so that people can take headshots and submit yearbook quotes. And we'll have pictures from the party, and we're going to compile all of these things into a yearbook so that people can put it on their coffee table for years to come and look back and say, wow, I am so glad I have this to remember my time by.
So much better than an actual yearbook, by the way.
Yeah, this one might not be rated G. I don't know. I can't promise that.
You and your flautists, take it easy.
That's right. I know. We gotta
Yeah, you can.
Welcome some
whatever.
questions.
Get on, get out.
We're not gonna. Yeah, what was? I'll take a question over there.
So, is this where, when?
Right. Great. Yeah, great question.
Is this only for your graduating class, or anybody can contribute a quote? Anybody can? Are we photobombing? What's happening here?
Okay. Well, I'm glad you have a lot of questions. If you're interested. So let's start with the basics. The event date is May 4th. It's probably going to start at around 5 p.m.
Okay.
That is a Saturday.
It's less than 2 weeks from now.
Less than 2 weeks from now. It's a Saturday. And I'm encouraging all who want to come. But the caveat is I would really appreciate if folks would pledge $15 to join the Creative Drinkers Club.
Quite a segue. Let's segue into that real now because what the Creative Drinking Club does, Creative Drinking Club by Mixed Media Cafe.
Wait a second.
What?
You've got to do this the right way. You've got to do this the right way.
What, Brandon?
Ooh, we got a graphic. We have a graphic? Yeah, you missed it.
Where's the graphic? Where'd it go?
Dude, that
was sick.
That was not planned.
Yeah, that was dope.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was
yeah, that's right. I remember that time we prepared something. That was cool. Oh, that was the animated graphic. I could have talked over that. Yeah, Brandon and I are still getting our what do they say in science shit together.
I'm sorry, I couldn't predict that you would have like an epileptic seizure as soon as this thing came up. Your head just disappeared. It felt like I was watching Sesame Street.
But it was actually perfect time because it was
nice.
Right as you were disappearing.
Exactly.
This is why this is why I don't over rehearse things or plan them at all. So so we have a graphic. That's how serious we are about this. We have a graphic.
Very serious, dead serious.
So the Creative Drinking Club is I'm still trying to figure out how to explain this because it's so cool. So do I explain it from the perspective of the problem it solves, or from the perspective of why am I asking?
What problem does it solve?
It solves a lot of problems, actually. So think of it this way. maybe you like to go out and socialize, right?
I do.
The drinking club is about like bringing community together, bringing people together, facilitating human connection, just like what we're doing right now, right? Actual people actually connecting, talking, sharing a drink, right? That's the concept. However, if you are, let's say, not at your house and you want to see some entertainment in a commercial space, well, there's only two ways to do that. You buy a ticket to go in, or it's at a bar where you have to buy drinks. And the entertainment, if the entertainment at the bar does not sell enough drinks, the entertainment at the bar goes away. So all of the entertainment you're going to see at bars have this sort of thing hanging over their head that if they bring in 100 people that just don't happen to be raging alcoholics, they just don't feel like drinking a lot, they won't get access to that space anymore. They will get pushed out. So you're only getting entertainment in bars that is really alcohol-driven entertainment. They have a motivation and a desire to get you to. That's how they make their money, to sell drinks. Very simple. If the entertainment's not selling drinks, they need to get entertainment that does. So this creates a problem for people who are just looking for quality entertainment, right? Yeah. So now your other option is to go do tickets. Okay, great. But you're not going to buy tickets to something that's not already pretty extremely established, that already has an infrastructure behind it and all this other stuff, which leaves this huge segment of developing entertainers and entertainment and events and ideas that haven't done it enough to be an institution, but are too big to just happen at somebody's house. Right. So what we're doing is we're saying, okay, the Creative Drinking Club can combine a commercial space and combine the bar from your house into the same place. And what happens is we now have no incentive to try to peddle you drinks. We actually don't even sell drinks. You bring your own drinks. It's a BYOB open bar. And so what happens is the bar turns into essentially a house party bar or a bar and it's self-regulated. You make the drinks that you like. You bring what you like. You always have what you like because you brought it. You can
not
buy.
To mention you're not paying a markup.
Oh my God, 1000% markup. So so go to a bar, listen to like a bar band that has to keep telling you to tip your bartenders and buy more drinks and let's do shots because and then you're paying what, $8, $9, $15 for a beer or a cocktail
like that.
So like just mathematically, just even if you don't like people. Just do the math, okay? We're talking about maybe $20 for more alcohol than you could possibly drink by yourself in one night, right? Versus like 75 or 100 or 150
bucks. Yeah.
I was telling somebody about this concept. They're like, and that's if you don't get your car broken into.
Oh God. Yeah, sure.
So these are the things that like maybe I'm going to stay home tonight because I don't want to accidentally spend $75 or $120 at a bar for a bunch of overpriced watered down drinks I didn't really want, at a band that was too loud that just kept telling me to buy stuff to meet people that like also had to spend a bunch of money. We had to shout over the entertainment, which means why are we having entertainment anyway? The whole thing is just when you take the monetized, like we have to maximize capital out of the equation, what happens is that people are finally free to just be themselves. Right. I can share a drink with you because it didn't cost me anything. I don't need to get anything from you. We can just like share drinks. And then the entertainment can do whatever the entertainment wants to do. It could be anything. It could be a string quartet or a ballet or a freaking weird art performance. I mean, so it just opens up the space. And that's what the drinking club is for. Save you money, open up new artistic opportunities, and also get access to venues and resources. So for example, like the drinking club is fronting all the overhead costs for the venue and insurance and legalities and even a little bit of marketing and infrastructure, all essentially because you are hosting a drinking club event. And so we like your idea, which is why we offered to sponsor it. We're like, we like this idea. We want to be part of this. His friends are definitely going to be cool. And we like cool people. And so,
I didn't say that. You said that.
I might be eating those words later. We'll mark this in the timeline. I have to go back.
I was saying in one of our earlier conversations, they're great at reading books. If you need a report, have I got a friend for you?
So the drinking club endeavors to connect people in like a real more community type setting. We have no incentive to get you to drink. So even though there is a libations alcohol fundamental baked in. We don't actually care if you drink at all.
Right. Right.
It doesn't, whatever,
Yeah.
don't.
Sure.
We also want to create a space for non-drinkers.
Yeah.
So they can have cocktails or mocktails and virgin drinks or sodas or whatever, like interesting things, like have some kombucha in there, you know, have some coconut water, like interesting creative drinks.
I'm gonna throw in there guava juice.
Yes.
Mango juice.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Apple cider, sparkling cider.
All
Boom,
that.
boom. Apple
Yeah,
cider.
sure.
I don't know if we could hear you, but apple cider, guava juice, sparkling cider, guava cider.
Guava juice.
Guava juice. Sure.
So
That sounds
interesting
good.
drinks. It doesn't
Where'd you
always
get
have to be Coke and Pepsi
cider?
or Budweiser and Miller.
Guava
It's
cider?
like there's just
I never heard of that.
more beverages out there, and we actually encourage people to bring interesting drinks. We say, okay, if you're bringing a libation or whatever you're bringing, find something interesting,
There you
find
go.
something unique, and we'll like take that and we'll post you on social media. We'll be like, so Liam brought us the entire bottle of vermouth. Thanks, Liam. You know what?
Wine
social
hurts
media.
my belly. Gives me a tummy ache.
No, it's not wine. It's just vermouth. Somebody donated this to the
Oh.
drinking club. They're like, they were actually really
Sure.
wealthy, so that was the funny part of it.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, all right. Anyway, the point is, it could be anything. It could be anything. So we encourage you to come, enjoy, bring in drinks you want to drink and share. The only thing is, in order for the whole thing to function,
Right.
it can't be public, because then it's a whole legal shit show. So we make it private. And the way we make it private is we have a $15 monthly subscription that is actually part of the entire ecosystem of Mixed Deity. The drinking club just happens to be where everybody's most interested in it.
Funny enough.
Funny enough how that is. But that comes with a ecosystem like incubator support, venue support. We'll sponsor your events. Anybody in the drinking club can bring any idea for an event they want. If it's a cool idea and they want to invite some friends, we'll sponsor it. We'll get you your venue. We'll get you your resources. We'll like bookmark the whole thing for you.
Yeah.
So it's really just intended to do that. And if you are, it's funny when as soon as you say the word subscription, people are wow. And I get that, but it is very easy if you decide it's not for you to cancel the subscription. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go so far and I'm going to cancel my own subscription right now on camera, live on TV, just to show you how friggin' easy it is. Okay, this is the website. I'm already on it, right? Mixdeity.com. We're going to go ahead and enter the media cafe. And now I'm like, that asshole at the drinking club, what a dick. $15 just to drink $100 worth of alcohol. What a bunch of bastards. All right, forget them. So then you just go to the website, you scroll down and you just do this, edit profile, my subscription, change subscription level. And yeah, there it is. And cancel or whatever. Anyway, that's where the cancel button is. Of course, I'm the admin, so it doesn't, the whole thing didn't work. But the point is, you just scroll to the bottom and click the button.
Change your subscription.
You don't have to call anybody or wait on a phone or argue with them. Like, we don't care, man. Like, if you're not down, just click the button. You'll be fine. So let's go back to
The photo thing.
the photo thing.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us a couple more things about the photo thing. We're gonna like take some of this video and like, so give us a little like a tight 5 or whatever they call it.
Elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Right to the camera. Pew. Sell them.
What I'm looking for is to throw a party where people can take their headshots, preferably making a silly face because I like silly faces. And we're going to make a compilation of all those headshots a la high school yearbook. We're going to have people submit their yearbook quotes, and the final product is going to be an actual yearbook where folks who attend this event are going to be able to purchase through me. And you'll have it as memento for years to come to reflect on your time here in Atlanta and all the good friends that we made along the way.
And footnote, I assume that the actual yearbook itself happens like, a little while later because it has to be created.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Just anybody's not confused that it's not that day.
Yeah, it'd be hard to give them a book before the pictures are taken.
Just a blank, empty page. Yeah.
Technology hasn't caught up yet.
In Polaroids, here, tape your
Exactly.
picture. Very cool. Well,
Who's invited? Who can go?
Anybody with a link can go. I am encouraging other drinking club members to come because I would love to meet some friendly faces as a new member myself. I'm also, I guess the target audience would be my classmates from school, but everybody at this party is going to be a professional soon and looking to make friends. So I really just want this party to be a place where people can come together at a low cost, be their most authentic self, maybe have a drink or two, maybe not. And at the end of the day, we just want to have a good time. And
Remind us the date, the time. And the
this
venue.
is on May 4th here in Little 5 Points at, what is it?
The Media Cafe
The Media
at the
Cafe.
Little 5 Points Community Center.
The Little 5 Points Community Center, specifically at the Media Cafe. It's on May 4th, and it starts roughly at 5 p.m. and we'll be going into the night.
Into the night.
Into
Yeah.
Night. And your friends are staying here in Atlanta for the most part.
That's right.
But you're headed out to LA.
That's right.
I can only tell you, I really appreciate you taking on the extreme amount of effort and time and work and legwork and expense and personal health, like taxing, to be launching the Los Angeles chapter of the Creative Drinking Club. Really
That's right.
appreciate that.
That's right.
Liam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Happy
just
to be in
follow.
business. Oh, I love that.
All right, we got a bunch of other things going on the site, mixdeity.com, or if that's too hard to spell, it's the I before E, E before I think. You can go to thecreativedrinkingclub.com, or is it just creativedrinkingclub.com? I don't know, look it up, you'll find it. Let's check in with Brandon real quick while I get my next guest lined up.
What's happening?
Boom.
There's so much going on. I guess I'm.
Poor Brandon.
What are you doing, Brandon?
Stretch that.
What are you looking at? You're worrying me.
Right now, since I was put on the hot spot, and by the way, since
go.
I was just asked to perform, I'm looking up news articles so that I can have something to share. It's a good thing to have. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, do you have any questions about everything we just covered, or did we hit the bases?
Just that franchising to Los Angeles, which is a very profitable area of the country, where rents are very high. There's just got to be a real intense and serious business conversation. I don't know what the dues are to start a chapter, but they're pretty high.
Nothing. There's no dues. We're a nonprofit. We don't need to talk serious business. Why would I start a serious business? Then I'd be adulting all the time. I only adult to the bare minimum so that I can go back to non-adulting. That's like my life's ambition.
Thank you.
So we're going to bring up the ghost. Thank you very much, Liam. I know you have to
Absolutely.
go. That's why I wanted
Thank
to
you
get
for
you in
having
so that
me.
you'll be a free man. You're welcome to
Thank
stick
you.
around as long as you like. I'm going to make up some actual drinks for the drinking club.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Boom, 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 boom,
Is your
boom.
name
So
amazing?
we have another
Oh,
guest
okay.
in the house I'd like to
I feel like
introduce
maybe
real
we
quick.
crossed
It's the
paths
ghost
before.
the ghost of Patricia is dipping out. Can you just tell us two things real fast? Oh
Wait,
my
I do
God.
acro yoga. maybe.
Okay, well then I'll just talk about you behind your back.
I dance. I go out a lot. Just dancing.
Where do you go?
Okay.
Anywhere there's
She's
music.
right
I
here.
feel like
You can see her, but you can't.
Takeover Tuesday.
Love you, Trisha.
No.
Shout
I have
out to
friends that
ATL
don't
in
know.
60 seconds. They're doing all kinds of food stuff. Hey,
Thank
what's the
you.
food thing? What's the tagline of the food thing? Yeah,
I'll send you a
I'm
text.
telling them the thing you would tell me to. You've got the sauce. If you're in, who's got the sauce?
Who's got the sauce?
Who's got the
That's name of
sauce?
year.
Hey, who's got the sauce around here? ATL in 60 seconds. That's who. That's good, people. Check them out if you're a foodie. You're
Thank
into
you so
food.
much.
Food's a thing for you. That's their department.
I
I'm
would
just the
fucking
drinking
love
guy.
that.
What's interesting is that.
Okay, well, let's bring up our next guest for today. We have,
Ah.
let's see, we did Liam,
Yeah.
Trisha. We were supposed to do the ghost of Trisha, but
I'm-
she's
I'm
busy.
thinking people
Had to
probably
roll,
show up.
had to roll. So the next person we're going to bring up is the amazing, and he's,
Oh, sure.
let me let him finish that conversation. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and make myself a beverage. So
I just have shaky knees.
some things going on that I wanted to shout out to the world while I'm here.
Like,
While
tonight at
the
midnight.
it's like a sideshow. I'm gonna do like a Jerry Lewis computer tech thing.
Amazing Rashad.
The children in the background, this is the community center, so all kinds of crazy, weird things. I mean, they could be adults for all we know. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Is there a
We
they
still
don't
need
get
to
that.
figure
Was
that
that
out.
is there a link to register for the?
We still need to figure out a link.
for the event?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So decide what you want the your vanity URL to be, just a word, a name, a Liam, whatever, and we'll just add that to mixdeity.com.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
So just tell me what you want it to be, and I'll create it for you.
I'll text you right later today.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Cool.
Who's that?
It was such a
Okay,
pleasure.
amazing.
Good luck,
Roll up
man.
in here, man.
Amazing.
I'm trying.
Pleasure. Yeah,
May
take my
4th,
contact.
photo party. And it's in a school. That's the fun part. Is this is a
It'll be
school,
here.
100-year-old school.
Yeah,
So
right
it's
here in
hallways
this
and like little
room
classrooms and
/
stuff.
building.
And so they're gonna set up different little spots for the photo party. Like we have these little desks with the
If you just
side
text,
flip thing.
Oh my God.
yourself, like just text yourself your name.
Yes,
and
sir.
then I'll text you.
Come on in here. Get
Am I in
take
here?
it.
That way I
I'm
have
oh,
it.
cheers. You're in. You're in.
You can.
You're in, my man.
I was gonna say, are you the cheers?
I
That way there's
I
not
think
all the
that I am.
back and
I signed most of my emails.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
What's your last name, Josh?
I like to toast.
Escarbo.
Yes.
So like, I don't ever
K-E-R-B-O.
but I always
Gotcha.
somewhere. And I'm
Cool,
always
man.
drinking whatever it is that I'm drinking.
Josh,
Let me make
yeah,
sure
see,
you
man.
you are
If
mic'd
not,
up.
if you're in LA, pop out. Let me know.
Yeah. See,
Good,
that's the.
good.
This
I
is
need
why I
friends
gotta
out there
get like
anyway,
big,
so
like
let me
heavy
know.
things. Hey, Liam, let me grab that mic.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, because the clip things they wander off.
Thank you, y'all.
We'll see you
Take
soon,
it
Liam.
We'll see
easy.
you soon. Hey, nice to meet all y'all.
Nice to meet you too.
My new friends.
Bye.
Just in time. He's
Asshole.
flying
Is-
the
is-
coop.
Is Brandon? Brandon, can you hear us?
He can always hear us.
First to Brandon.
Brandon can always hear us, that guy. Okay. All right. ADD not abiding. Let's welcome. Tell us a little bit about your whole jam.
Okay. So
And actually tell me or them. This is like this is the world and this is me and it's kind of like a triad. We're in a triad right now.
And I think
Infinite triad. I'm going to be making a random mocktaily thing while I listen.
okay,
But I'm listening and this helps me do that.
understood. And we can cheers at the very end with a strawberry because that's fun too. Cheersing with food.
Damn straight. Here, have one. Okay.
Sounds like fun. Okay.
So I know I have a graphics and notepads and all of this fun stuff. In fact, I don't know. Do we have a no, let's just go to the real deal. Let's gonna get it
Okay.
straight from the yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Vibes. Okay.
So here's what's going on.
All right.
My name is Amazing Rashid. And my whole life really has been building people's power, building my own and building up others. I'm 5'5", 5'6" on a good day. And in the past, being bullied was not fun. And so I found a way that I said, look, either I can continue to beg the world to stop being mean, or I can find a way to deal with it. And I did. Second degree black belt later, I now help other people to learn how to defend themselves, body, mind, and spirit. And what I've realized is that it really doesn't help if you can defend your body and your mind and your spirit, but you don't have the courage, you don't have the ability to speak up for yourself, to stand up for yourself, because it takes a community. People talk all the time about takes a village to raise the child. You can't raise a child by yourself. You can't raise an individual, but it takes the community. Really, it takes the community to build up an adult, to empower each other. That's what we're here for. And so I started Empower Caravan. It's a group of people in caravan traveling together, helping each other out. And it's not about going somewhere. It's about we go to you or you come to us. But either way, we are traveling on this journey of life. The randomness that we call life is exquisite. It's funny. It's weird. It's crazy. But it's a journey. And so we're empowering each other along the way. I help people with body power in terms of like martial arts, various martial arts, dance, music, transformational psychology, all that good stuff. Some people do chiropractic. I don't do chiropractic. I don't do massage, but somebody does. And so it's a healing space.
Do you spar?
I do, yes.
I know that sigh. Like you're remembering all these people that you brought to the brink of death or something. Oh, these poor bastards who sparred against me. But you know what? It's always the little guy that is the most vicious in the ring.
You know what? That reminds me of the dude. I don't know if y'all are Simpsons. Like how far back in Simpsons is there's that little guy. He's not doing anything. You know it's gonna be good. And it's like yeah. It's like
I do know that.
You remember
quote.
that episode where like Homer
do.
is like he's allied himself with the mafia and like they're like yeah.
I love that. So yeah. So the funny thing is, and I'm a terrible host because I should have probably like read some of the materials that you sent me. I'm like, yes, I will. Right when I'm doing all the other things that never get done.
Mm-hmm.
But in my brain, I was thinking it was like a gardening thing. And now you're like, no, man, I like, whoop people's asses.
So it's a lot of things.
So segue from I spar, poor bastards, to I want to help people.
Okay.
Not because I just broke your leg, but because
Okay, so let me do that segue.
Okay.
Do you love the people in your community? Do you love your people? Do you love your family? Do you love whoever you really care about? I would hope the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Can you help someone if
All
you
right,
can't?
you have to start that over because we had a technical glitch.
No problem.
It was perfect. It was perfect. It was spotless. It was flawless. Do exactly the same. Don't change a thing. But now with the cameras working.
Got it.
Boop. Okay. So actually, I think that I may have to try to do that setup again. So how did you get from martial arts and kicking people's asses to I want to help people? What was that segue like?
That segue was when you've been bullied long enough, you don't want to be bullied anymore and you want to stand up for yourself. And when you realize there are other people that you care about who are similar being bullied, and they're being bullied as kids growing up, they're being bullied in the workplace, gender issues, child issues, racial discrimination issues, you've tolerated one too many things that you should not have had to been tolerating, and you learn how to build your power. Power for me is in body. It's also in mind. It's also in spirit. I've worked with domestic violence survivors, and it's one thing where the woman is technically bigger and stronger than the man, and has all of the capabilities to dislocate shoulders and gouge out eyes, but they don't use it because their mind or their spirit feels like, well, I can't protect myself against this man, even though physically she could, and she knows how. I've met martial artists.
It's a particular person you're talking about.
It's a group. It is a particular, but it's the microcosm of the macrocosm. It's one person who tells the story of so many of us.
Right.
Because there could be one person who is able to protect themselves, and yet physically. But if the mind and the spirit don't allow you to do it, you're not going to use what you know.
And a lot of bullying can't be responded to by just punching somebody because it's mostly psychological, isn't it?
Agreed. And actually, that's a lot of. There was a seminar I gave actually at Brook Run Park, which is one of the locations of soul dance from time to time. And the next day after a soul dance, there was a group of people who said, "Hey, can you come back to Brook Run Park and teach us some stuff?" And it was a wonderful session. And at the end of it, one of the young ladies was like, "Well, what can I do so that no matter what, the bad guy won't even approach me and he'll just like run away from me?" And I said, there is a thing. And people were laughing. "Oh my God, there's no possible, blah, blah, blah."
Oh, but there is.
No, but there is. And you know what it is? It's confidence. It's the ability that, so we talk about this in our class, predator prey. If you're a dog and you're looking for blood, you're going to smell the one that feels fear. And the one that feels fear, the dog is going to chase. But if you go in there and I don't identify as prey. You look at me, you don't identify. This is a weak person that I'm gonna kick Amazing's ass. I'm gonna rob him blind. You don't see that when you see me. There's no fear here. But for men, women, children, some of us walk around and there's a big label, big neon lights. Prey.
Sure.
Eat me. Kill me.
Body language.
All of it
is screams. As an actor, I've had to study a lot of things of me, like body language, like the communication within the communication. And predators or abusers, bullies, all those, hustlers in the negative context, will target their marks based off of nothing more than just the way a person walks down the street. That person is like standing in solid ground. That one is on weak ground. It's the same thing as a lion seeing a weak lamb with a,
there it is.
They're not going to target the strongest one in the herd. They're going to go. And so
and even and I don't want to go too down the nature path, but it's true, because the funny thing about it is people don't realize zebras can kick a lion's ass like a strong. If a zebra connects its back hooves with that fucking lion, knock its ass out.
With an outfit like that, you got to have some skills.
Fair. My point is, yes, they look for the weak, the sickly, and they want to target someone, and you don't want to be weak. And it's not about going around bullying people. I don't actually start fights, but God help the person who decides to start one. That's the thing. One of my favorite quotes, and y'all may or may not know it. Didn't start none, wouldn't be none. Don't start, wouldn't be none.
Well, I think I know the one you're going for.
Yeah.
It's a little paraphrase. Yeah,
Don't start none, won't be none.
That's the one.
Don't start none, won't be none. Don't go picking fights. But,
So now let's segue into Empower Caravan.
yes.
So give me just the elevator pitch of what I'm going to experience when I come to, and this is a place.
Yes. So it's a place and it's an idea and it's both. So Empower Caravan is, there is a person who wants to build their power. How do they want to build their power? They want to be stronger in their body, which could look like a gym. It could look like martial arts class. It could look like dance. It could look like expression. Being confident and more powerful with the use of your physical body, this temple we use on this planet. Body. It could also be mind. It could be EMDR, which is for those who've been through trauma, who've been through whatever it is. It could be coaching. It could be counseling. It could be public speaking, Toastmasters, all that stuff. Gaining confidence with your mind. And then there's spirit, which is like emotional. It's your connection with the whatever,
So
all that stuff.
mind, body, spirit. But what actually happens at
Understood.
I keep wanting to say Planet Caravan.
Empower Caravan. It could be physical martial arts classes. It could be a day-long, 2-day
Is
workshop.
it customized to
yes.
each person, or
It can be. So it's one of those, if you want to join the established thing, we join the established thing.
Gotcha.
We have certain things throughout the week. We have jewelry making workshops and necklaces, right? Where if you want to go into the crystal world and you want to design your own crystals, you get to read, ooh, these are the properties of the crystals. This is what I want to bring more of into my life. Set the intention, do the thing. So you can come in person
you
and
have
do that.
a microphone on your necklace?
I do.
So okay, so that's cool. So you have you can do a custom one. You have a workflow. You approach these different things, and it looks like a really nice, comfortable place.
That is correct. So this place is 4 or 5 minutes off of the highway. It's right off of I-75 South, right outside of Atlanta. And a lot of people are like, oh, I want to make sure that there's proper parking. We've got everything catered for you. We've got all of it taken care of. And it literally, so the name of the property is the Oasis, the Empower Caravan Sanctuary. It's called the Sanctuary because it's a healing place. And it has a spa, it has a jacuzzi, it has a sauna, personal gym, and a humongous backyard entertainment space.
We're gonna have to do
out-yard covered music where there's like DJ space, there's food set up. It's all there.
We should do we should partner up on an event. We should do a collab.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So the Creative Drinking Club also does dry events.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's emphasis on creative part of creative drinking.
Right.
All inclusive, like problem solving thing. But its mission is to connect people, and people have resources. So what Mixed Deity as a whole did is it changed from trying to connect resources to people, and we just look for people with resources and connect the people to people.
There you go.
And that seems to be like much better. Well, and everybody has a resource, whether it's your time or your skills or your wisdom or your, whatever it might be. So
Absolutely.
we should, I really want to do I want to go see this place.
I'm telling you to come.
I want to go.
So
What was the last couple of things you said? It had a sauna and a spa and a
sauna, jacuzzi. We have drum circles, so we have an entire setup of, I guess, my collection of drums, and then you can bring your own instrument. So, like, some people are like, "Oh my God, I would love to come to a music jam. I would love, but I don't have my own instrument." We have workshops where you can walk in with nothing and walk out with your own handmade instrument.
You making instruments.
Yeah, making.
How much stuff you got going on here? Do you have like live on? Do you have like? Are there concubines that live on this thing, or what are we doing here? How do you?
No.
How is all of this happening? How many hands do you have? Are you AI? Do you have 4 arms? What's going on?
Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Or E Honda from Street Fighter, depending on which way you go.
So how long has this been here? How long has it been?
That's a great question. I purchased the property in May of last year.
Oh, so it's pretty new.
And it's been under bringing it to this place. Originally, the vision of where it was and what it is becoming is growing as our vision and of the needs of the community have grown. People were like, "Oh, amazing! We need this and this and this." Oh God, I got you. Let's rise to what the needs of the community are. because that's ultimately what this is. It is for us to build our power. But actually, just sort of segueing, you are asking what is a link that I'd like to direct people to.
Yeah.
For me,
something people
the
can.
most important thing is to know, what do we need? What parts of our power do we want to build? And if I know that, then I can deliver the solutions that will help us get there. So it's a very simple survey. It's like a Google survey, a Google form. Hey, what kinds of things do you want to do with your body? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to build strength? Are you trying to build muscle? Are you trying to learn how to navigate self-defense? Are you dealing with bullying for you or for your kids? Like, what is it? What areas of your life? Is it financial? Is it, I don't know how to have this conversation with my boss? Is it, oh my God, I don't know. Like, where are we as a community? And then what are the places? How can we help each other on this path? Is it, I need a vacation? Is it, I need to get the hell away from Dodge? Is it that I just need a break? These things, we can't come up with the solutions of the world until we know where people are, what is working super well, and where would we like to grow. And then bringing people together to build that thing to make it so that we can grow.
Is this like a weekend experience? Is it like an overnight thing?
It can be whatever it needs to be. You have to understand. Yes, sometimes it's a weekend experience. Well, go ahead, Josh. Raising the hand. Come on,
Josh.
I was gonna ask you.
come in. Come on in. Come on.
Let's get on in here. Here, we're gonna bring Josh up to ask some of his very pointed questions. Josh has been instrumental. He helped us build out our entire FAQ on the website. What? I know I need a brush.
No,
Listen, what? Huh?
in a good way.
Oh,
Too much in a good way.
I'm moving on. Here's the microphone. I'm gonna let you guys
Thank you.
shout it out because this guy, he's. I'm just gonna let that happen. There you go. You just take that, and then you're me now. This is me also.
This
so
isn't what I.
there you go. Cool.
What
I know
was
you just
trying
had
to
one
do.
little question,
It's okay.
but I just thought I'd throw you in the fire because I love doing that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I was just gonna ask you like how you kind of go about asking those questions or getting that information to help people decide where they want to go from there.
Are you asking what are the questions in the survey? Or are you asking how do I ask the questions?
Is it a survey? that
Yeah,
you use
basically.
to-
I mean, it's basically one of those, what areas of your life would you like to build power in when it comes to your body? And it's like, there's like a little checklist. Like, is it you want to learn how self-defense? Is it you want to learn physical training? Is it you want to build strength? Is it you want to not feel so less energy? Is it like you're feeling fatigue? It's just asking like, what's going on in your world? There is a link that I could share if you wish.
Yeah, I would love that.
It's empowercaravan.com and then /power-up. And he's gonna, I think, Brandon, our
Brandon's
magic.
gonna make it appear on the screen. He always does.
But yeah, in fact, I could, if you want, I could just text you or email you, whatever.
There it is. Look how
Hey,
fast.
there it is. Oh wait, so the power-up, not /up. If that's on.
Look
the
how
screen.
fast he's gonna do this. Look how quick. The guy's a maestro.
So watch.
He's a maestro.
Yeah,
Boom.
power-up and
Look at
empowercaravan.com/power.
That's a lot of screen.
A lot of street. I know.
Yeah.
This is what it's like in my mind. It's just like,
It's terrible.
yeah, it actually is.
So I'm just curious, whenever there's a question, there's a reason behind it. I'm curious.
Oh, well, definitely speaking, there's something that I feel is pretty attractive. Like strength, personal strength, and it, from different kind of angles. I think it's interesting that like your story, where you're coming from, and like kind of how you become empowered to you want to help other people on brand empower. And so yeah, I
Really funny about the whole
this
thing.
is just
Now
This
you
is-
know
this
what it's
is
like
cool.
to be me.
I mean, cool. I'm
No.
listening.
No, continue.
No, that was
That was it. All right. I was gonna say that the most amazing and also the strangest thing that I've ever noticed is how many of us not only reject, but like dismantle our own power. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with like I'm sure, but dismantling racism, dismantling white supremacy, like all of these concepts that we have out there in the world. How many of us are dismantling our own power? Like literally, like we have the power and yet we never use it. And so now, any of y'all watched Hunger Games, like the movies, the books? I should read the
It's
books.
been on.
It's been a while,
It's
but
been on.
there's this one
Books.
part where like the main bad guy is like, he's like, but you need to give people hope. He's like, a little bit of hope is good. You want to give them just enough, because if you give them too much, they'll actually start using it. A little bit of hope that you can strangle the hell out of it, and then you can oppress them, go ahead. But if you give them just a little bit too much hope, they might start using it and overthrow their systems. The fact of the matter is, a lot of us have the power, but we're dismantling our own power. And it was one of those things where, I'll say this: y'all ever seen an elephant? Yeah, at the zoo, circus, whatever.
Pretty big.
In the olden days, they would take these little elephants, baby elephants, and they would tie them with very, very heavy chains as a very young child, when the elephant is a baby, and they literally could not get out of it. And after years of growing up, they thought that their power was still so weak that they could not do it. When they're a grown-ass elephant, they tie them with these little thin, wiry whatever, but they still believe that they can't get out because that little, they could rip the whole damn thing.
They do that with parrots too.
Really?
Yeah, with parrots, they clip their wings when they're young, like birds, whatever, and they can't fly because the wings aren't even.
Mhm.
After a while, they forget that they can fly. The feathers grow back. Now they can fly. They just it's
Don't.
in their mind that they can't.
They can't.
So, and this is the same thing. It's a conditioning, and so I run into this all the time too, where people thought something was true once, maybe, right? Or they thought it was true, and they, once your brain has established that reality, you stop questioning it.
Right.
And if there was something that you gave up on, I always asking people what their dreams are, right?
Mm.
And you know what they always tell me? They never tell me their dreams. They always tell me the first thing they think they could do as a secondary option from their dreams. And they always describe it with this slightly broken-hearted subtone, like, yeah, well, I think I could this, or I think I could that. I'm like, that does not sound like a dream. That sounds like a compromise. What was the thing? And you know how I'm able to, this is how you can find out what your dreams are. If you're like, oh, I don't even know. You do. You do know. And you know what it is? You know what your dreams are? It's the fucking thing that you're the most afraid of.
Mm.
The thing that you could imagine yourself doing in like, but it's just, whoa, no. I'm too afraid. Like if I want to be a stand-up comic or I want to be a whatever it is. Like if it's a dream that you have been conditioned to give up on, trying to get your mind to think in terms of going back and revisiting it as a possibility in real life is terrifying.
Right. And
so people just compartmentalize it into the space that is not considered that's a fantasy thing. I've taken my dreams and I put it in the fantasy bucket over here.
And I'll tell you what, to answer your question about this empowering people, how does that even happen? It's one of the most amazing things to experience, where you help a little girl or a grown woman who's like, oh, I'm 5'5.5", I'm like 110 pounds. And I'll say this, whenever I walk into any room, I look for the biggest, tallest, usually heaviest or fattest or just strongest guy in the room. And I'm like, yeah, I know I can pick him up and drop him if I really, really have to. Or I know how I can get him down, whether it's a wrist lock or a sweep or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, when you show these younger women, especially like, it's like the amazement in their eyes when they're like, holy crap, if I do this, I can throw somebody bigger than me. Then they get on the, oh, I'm going to go into Toastmasters. I'm going to go into public speaking. I'm going to negotiate a salary with my job. I'm not going to get fucked around no more because exactly. It's like, holy shit, I've been asleep this whole damn time. And it's like, whoa, I can do this.
I love when I see that happen to somebody. We, in a different way, we endeavor to have achieved a similar result. It's on. I don't know how good it is. I don't know. We can do this. We can, if we want to talk really softly. You should probably hold it really close because you're a soft talker. I'm a loud talker, so I can hold it way out here and it's fine. But anyway, I digress. That makes deity. We got to get like batons. At Mixed Deity Studios, which was our first location over in Grant Park. And we got it just at the beginning of the pandemic. And I was too hell-bent on keeping it alive to
it was a venue, and so our whole business was destroyed instantly. The first thing to shut down during the pandemic was venues.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, great, I have a venue. That's like the worst thing in the world to have. But instead of shutting down, I decided to just eat the expense of keeping it open.
Got it.
And then what we did is to accommodate the pandemic, we just said, okay, we'll do a $15 subscription, which is where the subscription came from. And then you get, for the whole month, you can use the space however you want, but it's on an individual basis because we couldn't have crowds because it's a pandemic.
Right.
So I said, okay, cool. Well, do you personally have use for a 10,000 square foot, 30-foot ceiling church with giant archways and stuff? You want to film something or whatever? Like, here you go, $15. You can use it all month long.
Wow.
So that was what we did, and it ended up becoming this underground sort of phenomenon in Atlanta, where we didn't market, we didn't advertise. If you went to the site, the whole thing was locked off. And I would just tell people, tell two of your favorite friends, tell two of your favorite people to bring them in. And what would happen is, after people got used to the idea that they weren't being sold anything, that they could just, it was just kind of like a space to just be and do whatever. What started to happen is that people's guards would come down because they weren't on defense, because they weren't being upsold all the time, and it was amazing to see the shift where you'd start talking about something that could be done, and in their minds they'd be like, yeah, that could do that,
right?
Like, that is possible. And it's so, I just love, I love that. I love that shift that I love watching it when a person shifts from a world that they live in their mind where things are not possible.
Right.
And they're just sort of trapped, and they've just accepted it. They've resigned.
Resignation.
They've resigned to
the fate.
Yeah.
They just resigned.
And then something happens, a little too much hope, maybe, like you were talking about before. Just give them a little bit. No, I say give them a lot.
Yes.
Dump that hope on there, because that is a fuel for fire. And I tell you what, you don't know what's possible until you try it.
Absolutely.
So if you start by assuming everything's possible, it's a great way to find out what's not possible. No, I kind of went off the left field.
No, it's beautiful. And actually, I love that the conversation can go this way, because even in the martial arts or self-defense world, it's one of those, what is possible? So I always walk into every conversation as everything is always possible. The question is never, can this be done? Yes or no. The answer is always yes.
Yeah.
Always, yes, it can be
and
done.
even if it is impossible, it's just a matter of you just haven't figured out
No.
how it can be possible.
Right. The question is, can this be done? Yes or no? No, the answer is always yes, it can be done. The question is how. And then after the question of how, yes, we can build a solid structure made out of glass with the roof that can open and close.
Yeah.
It's only going to cost us $77 million.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, at that price point, do I really want to do it? Is it worth it at that point?
But it's possible.
But it is always possible. No. The question is never, can it be done? Yes or no. The answer is always yes. The question is, how can we do it? And now that we know we could do it, do we even really want to? So Jurassic Park.
But then you're the one making the decision.
Right. And you're making
place
an
of power.
informed, it's like informed consent, but an informed decision. Like that's, so I didn't really mention this. My background, my bachelor's and master's is in social work. All of my clinical, academic, whatever is about social work, about empowerment, informed consent, informed decision-making. You are the master of your life. A lot of people go, oh, I need the guru to tell me what to do. Now you already know what to do. You already know what you need. You already know what you want. You just need to talk through someone and have somebody who can like coach you through that process and let you get to the other side to say, okay, well, these are the things that are going on. This is what's inside of me. How am I going to get to the other place? And that's why I love to teach. That's why I'm a professor at university teaching in the School of Social Work. But it's also why I love to teach, because like, look, here's, now you know all the cards, you know the prices, you know the things. If I want to go and I want to do the music thing, I want to go and do I want to become a rock climber. All right, dude, you want to play rock? You want to go rock climbing? You want to go camping? You want to do things? Here's all the information. You get to make your decision. Oh, but I want to do that and I want to dance. Okay, we'll do both. Oh, but if I do this, I do that. Make your decisions, dude. It's your life
right now.
What am I doing right now?
No, this person.
Right.
You can only do one thing at a time. So what are you doing right now?
Right. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that as you're investigating all of these options, you get to make a decision what you want to do. And I don't know. Video games really make a lot of sense in this. Like you want to be the rogue, you want to be the barbarian, you want to be the fighter, you want to be the magician. You pick and like, oh, I want to do both. Okay, we'll do both, but you're gonna be like spread a little bit, and that's okay if you want to be spread. I'll put it this way. One of my best friends, his name is Matt. All right, he's an excellent martial artist. As am I. But we're both. He's in more of the Hapkido world, in the Korean arts. I'm in more the Japanese and other stuff. One of the things he said is like Bruce Lee. All he ever did was martial arts. If you invested 100% of your everything into martial arts, like Bruce Lee, you'll be the. But was he also able to do like camping and rock climbing and other stuff? No, he formulated his life that he wanted to be the best martial artist on planet Earth, and that's what he was. Some people are like, I would rather be really good at martial arts and dance and music. I'm a Salesforce, like I do database at website stuff, and so part of me like going into a conversation with somebody and like, yeah, we want to build this thing. Like, yeah, you can build it. A lot of people, no, don't tell them you can build it. Yeah, you can build it. It's just how much money do you want to spend and how long do you want it to take? Do you really want to do it this way? Because everything can be done. There is nothing that can't be done. It's just about how much time, energy, and effort will it take to get there.
So one of the things that we address is that like once you get past the breaking the threshold of actually fully internalizing the I could do this. Right. Once you get to that, then sometimes a floodgate opens. You're like, oh shit, and I could do that too. And I could do this. I can do anything. These amphetamines are kicking in really good right now. But then let's say you pick something and then you start investing your time and energy into it. So thinking in terms of entrepreneurship specifically, like there's this threshold between what do you actually want to spend your time doing, versus what do you what do you want to be the thing that you have to do to pay the bills, the practical aspects of your day,
Yeah.
And so a lot of times you think, well, I want to be an artist, I want to be a painter, so I'm going to paint so I can turn that into my business, and that's like the obvious thing, right? The thing is you have to be careful, because once it becomes a business, it's not whatever it was before that anymore. Now it's a business. So you can very easily convert the thing that you love. You could make some people like, oh, I want to make a living doing the thing that I love. That sounds like a great idea. Depending on how that business is structured, you may end up inadvertently making a living by bastardizing the thing you love, or you may end up turning the thing you love into an actual economic prison that now you're obligated to do, and it kills all the spontaneity and all of the reasons you loved it can die, but now you have to. And I see people that are technically successful artists that are just miserable. Miserable. And it's funny because it's on the opposite side of this. It's on the opposite side of the equation of being repressed. So it's almost like there's this peak where on this side, you don't think you can do something, so you don't. Whereas if you do manage to like scale that mountain and conquer it, once the economics come into play, they have their own agenda, and that can pull you to the other side of the mountain if you aren't consciously finding the balance that you need, and it can become its own kind of oppression.
That is absolutely accurate. And I think that's why having mindfulness in mentorship with other people who are already doing similar things that you've done, and that you've watched how they've liked it and you've watched how they've not liked what their outcomes were, and make sure that you follow the advice that will get you not to where you don't want to be, but where you do want to be. The other thing about that is that it's a mindfulness about having the options of what can and cannot be constructed, in the sense of like, I'm going to take it back to earlier in our conversation. You said, well, is this a weekend experience? And to answer your question, it could be, it could not be. But I'm actually even thinking aloud as I'm sharing this. I set a vision. I like 1 day and 2 day experiences. I like them. I like a 1 day, a 2 day, a 3 day. Why? Traditional martial artists will tell you, you need to come to class every week, 2 to 3 times a week for an hour and a half. It's the repetitions over time. That's how you do the thing. Yeah, no, that's not the way our lifestyles work these days. I think a 1 or 2 day workshop, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you a lot of it. You're going to get the reps in. I've trained you enough in that 1 or 2 days that you can go back and practice by yourself with decent form, video calls, check-ins, whatever, but you don't have to physically come to the location. And then you come back 2 months later for another crash course for a refresher, but you've got to keep the reps up by yourself. In the sense of similar to physical training with a personal trainer, they show you how to do the push-ups, they show you how to do the machine, they show you proper form, they do it, and then you go by yourself, you do your own homework, and you come back. I like that model.
Nice.
So asking about the 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, could I have somebody come every day after school? Of course.
We're gonna have to do. I want to do a cribs episode at your place.
Yes.
We're gonna go out there. We're gonna cruise around, and we're gonna do a field trip out to the Empower Caravan. What was the place called?
Empower Caravan and the Empower Caravan Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Because the sanctuary is in the Atlanta side.
Oasis.
Yeah.
Was in there somewhere. Too.
Forest Oasis, yeah.
The Empower
Caravan.
Caravan Sanctuary Oasis Forest with the jacuzzi.
Yes.
And we're gonna do all that stuff. So let's wrap this up because it is 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And I want to say thank you for coming and joining us on the show.
Absolutely.
We've got all your info, so let's get talking about what we can potentially do here. I'd like to see like a collaborative event. Let's brainstorm on that.
Let's do it.
And then I'm going to hand it back to you, Brandon, if you want to cap off the hour. Let everybody know to make sure to tune in next week for Takeover Tuesday. Oh, also, I think we're having an after party tonight. I don't know if anybody's going to show up because I didn't invite anyone, but I've been thinking about inviting people. I just haven't done the part where I push the button. But the meeting cafe is here.
This is
The
just
door
what
will
we're
be open.
talking about. It is possible for you to invite people.
That is
Yes.
true.
So
I'm just gonna make sure the door's open and the music's on. So just everybody come on down.
Here today, like now.
Yeah. Like it was gonna be at 7, but I think I'm gonna be doing a yoga thing because I need to do some yoga. So I'll just make sure the doors are open, and then if I'm not here, just to kind of a help yourself type of vibe.
yeah,
All right.
super cool.
One thing. Sorry, Brandon. One thing that I realized, we didn't do the toast thing.
We didn't
with
do the
strawberries.
toast.
Let's
Let's get up close to the screen so they can see these delicious strawberries.
I know.
From Kroger. Try the
Cheers.
strawberry toast. Anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brandon. We'll